A Morgoid 16 virus, so it didn't work. I mean, let me just try again and see if this time it'll work. Like, apart from frame lag, who are believed to be imposters. Welcome back to the Tiermid YouTube channel. If you're new, I like to review operating systems, including those suggested by viewers. And the way I do this is usually by taking them and trying to complete a 10-point series of tasks called the Tiermid YouTube channel operating system task list. The 10 tasks in this list are: number 1, get a graphical system running; number 2, change the resolution; number 3, program FizzBuzz, compile and run it; number 4, install a new program; number 5, run a game; number 6, browse the internet; number 7, explore what makes it special; number 8, power off and reboot; number 9, check the style; and number 10, destroy the sucker. And you guys suggested that I check out the operating system AmogOS or Amogos using this rubric, so that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I had a very fun experience with this operating system and I hope to share that with you guys. Without further ado, let's get into it. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Also have a Discord. Alright, so here is AmogOS website. Obviously, it is based on Among Us. Amogos project, all suspiciousness reserved. Okay, so there's apparently a sus OS for a sus computer, so that is obviously a play on ASUS. There are 4 tabs here. Let's click install, I guess. Okay, these are just installation instructions. So on the about page, about Amogos, watch me explain why this OS is not an imposter. Okay, so this is a customized meme OS inspired by a Reddit post initially made for the Raspberry Pi, but apparently it is now based on Debian as well, so that's good. We'll be able to install it on a normal x86 virtual machine as we always do. Donate page. If you guys like this project, maybe you want to go donate to it. But if we go back to the homepage, we can see it's very minimal. Let's just click the download button and not waste any time. By downloading Amogos, you have severely increased the chance of being affected by the deadly Amogoid 16 virus. Wow, they have an anime mascot? I understand some operating systems do have, you know, anime character mascots sometimes, but why, Amogos of all things, why would that have one? Like, you just have the crewmate from Among Us, right? So I guess we get the x86 64 version. Okay, I get... Are you kidding me? Right, I did quit out of that. That is a little, yeah, it's definitely of its time. Alright, there we go, it's finished downloading, so let's hop into virt-manager real quick and see if we can get this installed. So as always, here we are in virt-manager. Let's click new virtual machine. How would you like to install this? Well, local install media as always. We have just downloaded it, and there we go. I have selected the ISO image. Honestly, we'll put it on generic Linux, like 2022, I suppose. How much memory and CPU settings? Well, we'll just give it like 8 CPUs for SMP, or symmetric multiprocessing. And for memory, I don't know, we'll give it like 8192, so that's 8 gigabytes of memory. Alright, enable storage for this virtual machine, and yeah, we'll create like a 20 gigabyte virtual disk for it, because, you know, usually Linux distros don't really require all that much storage space. And finally, as always, we will call it AmogOS. And now when we finish, it should launch. So here we go, it's starting up, and yes, run AmogOS live USB or file persistence. I guess we'll put file persistence because we did give it a virtual hard drive, so it should be able to access that. Alright, it's launching up. Yeah, and here's the crewmate wallpaper with AmogOS in the bottom right. Actually, the system time is not showing correctly. The date is accurate, but I think maybe the time zone is misconfigured. Probably it like assumes a US time zone by default, like EST or PST or something, but that's not what I'm using. And with that, however, I think we can safely say that we have gotten a graphical system running. Now we can move on to task number 2 of the task list, which is to change the resolution. Where are the settings on this? If I just click this little start icon, maybe I can find settings, monitor settings. So yeah, resolution. Can I put this on 1920 by 1080? Why does it give me these really high resolutions? Like, my monitor is 1920 by 1080. Does anyone know why it supports this? If you know what that's all about, then you know, leave that in the comments below. I'm not sure for now, but let's just change the resolution to something reasonable. And alright, there we go. Is everything okay? We'll click oh right. I don't think everything's okay if I'm gonna be fully honest. Now the taskbar is like in the middle of the screen for some reason. But yeah, we have successfully changed the resolution, and now we can move on to task number 3, which is program FizzBuzz, compile, and run it. And of course, before we do any of that, we need a text editor. So does it have like Vim or something? Doesn't have Vim. Does it have VI? Doesn't have VI. Does it have Nano? It does have Nano, but to be honest, that's kind of, I don't really like Nano all that much. So let's see if there's a built-in text editor. Oh, it actually comes with Genie, which is a C++ and C like IDE. So let's try that actually. We can create a new C file from here, like file save as, and in the home directory, it's, you know, obviously quite a good amount of programs pre-installed, so it's a bit cluttered, but that's not really a problem. If we go to documents, I guess let's create a new directory called oh my god. I'm not used to the fact that this is not using Colmac, but actually it should support that because it's a Linux system, and there's really no reason for a Linux system to not support Colmac. Is there no like keyboard layout? Can I at least change it through like the terminal or something? Wait, okay, let's go back to the desktop and see if I can do something like, I don't know, set xkb map. Yeah, and there we go. We actually have Colmac set up, so that's pretty good. But I have to say, it's not very acceptable in my opinion that you have like an input device preferences and this keyboard and stuff, but then you don't have like configuration of keyboard layout, because that's a very typical thing. Yeah, really, I think the developers should add a possibility within this menu to change the keyboard layout. With that, let's call this file, let's call it fizzbuzz.cc. Let's program it in C++, shall we? Alright, and let's get programming. Alright, so this is the code for FizzBuzz, and this is completely correct. And before you tell me, oh, why aren't you including IOStream? Why aren't you using std cout? Well, I program in a very C-styled version of C++. It's just how I like to program, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with using a few printfs every now and then, and it's also faster. Save that out and close the IDE. Hopefully we should be able to go to the terminal and compile it. So let's navigate to that directory real quick. The tab complete doesn't work, is it? So it is case sensitive. I mean, that's an alright default. I tend to actually turn off the case sensitivity on the like tab complete in my terminal just because it's really annoying. Yeah, here we go. Fizzbuzz.cc. Does it have G++ pre-installed? It's not. But since it is Debian based, we can just do a quick sudo apt install G++. Okay, no. We probably should do sudo apt update first. Okay, failed to fetch HTTPS whatever. So it's not signed or something. So it didn't work. I mean, let me just try again and see if this time it'll work. Yeah, it didn't. How are we gonna fix this? Okay, well, I mean, I guess it didn't finish updating the package registry, but whatever I did was enough to install G++, I suppose. So let's try that. All right, and here we go. So let's quickly compile this with a quick like that. Now that it's compiled, we can go ahead and run it, and looks to it's correct. So yeah, 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, and whatever, up until 15, which is fizzbuzz. So Amorgos passes the test. Now we can move on to point number 4, which is install a new program. And, you know, we did just do that technically because we installed the compiler, but that's honestly really boring. Let's try installing something that is not in the package registry. So maybe if we go to documents, let's try to install one of the programs that I've written. So yeah, a while ago, I actually made this game called Cubic Jumping, and it's just a little sort of platformer thing based on, you know, SDL2. It's just a 2D game, and I want to see if this is able to build and run it. And alright, we don't have SDL2 installed. Let's just quickly apt install SDL2. SDL2, maybe it's a libSDL2? SDL2? It's a SDL2 devel, libSDL2 dev. I forget the package naming conventions on different operating systems, to be honest, but yeah, if we install libSDL2 dev, I assume this is going to work and we'll be able to run my game, which, by the way, if you want to play it, is released on itch.io. Alright, let's try building it. Okay, actually, the package config is not working for some reason. What do we need to do? I guess let's just add the flags manually. So there we go. Hopefully this will work now. Let's just put the quick -l SDL2. I also need to install the other tools. Man, what are the like Debian package names for SDL2 stuff? I need to search this up. Now if we build this, hopefully this will actually build this time. I really hope it does. Alright, so it has built it. Let's see if we can run it. And there we go. We've downloaded and built a program. Now I guess we can go ahead and try to install it by, I mean, how do we install this? We just like copy this to /user/bin, like sudo or something. Now if we run a new terminal, do we get it? And we do, yeah, there we go. So we we have my game actually up and running, and yeah, you can play it, so that's pretty good. Point number 5 as well is looking pretty good, because I mean, this is a game. Let me see if this is playable, and if it is, then I may just have to give it a 2 and 1 point. Man, it's been so long since I've worked on this game. I kind of barely even remember how anything is laid out. I'm actually surprised. It's not really that laggy. It actually runs pretty well. Like, apart from frame lag, apart from that, it actually, the like physics tick and everything is completely fine. Yeah, honestly, this actually seems to be working very well so far. I'm quite happy. Point number 5, run a game, successfully completed. And with those two, we can move on to number 6, which is browse the internet. Actually, if we open the browser here, even the browser is like customized. There's a custom homepage for it. Search for sussy stuff. Among Us sus. Yeah, so it just redirects to searching through DuckDuckGo, which honestly is a completely reasonable default. In Among Us, sus is short for suspicious and is used to describe players who are believed to be imposters. Players often say things like, "I'm sus of X," to express their doubts about someone's innocence in the game. Well, thank you AI summary, that's very useful. I would not have known without you. Can we go on the tierma.net website? That's the real question. And yes, we actually can. So yeah, point number 6, browse the internet is complete. Obviously, we are on Linux, so it's a little less impressive because you just use existing software and leverage the ecosystem, but still pretty good. Good that it supports it. And point number 7, on the other hand, is explore what makes it special. So, what makes this operating system special? The number 1 point is just, I mean, it's completely Among Us themed. We have the Among Us with this little, like the little meme version of the imposter. And actually, on the home screen, I saw there's a few interesting things. Runme.html actually. What is this? I am tempted to open this up in a text editor before opening it because I feel like it will just be another troll, but you know what? Against my better judgment, I'm opening it. Okay, yeah, no, I saw it at the top before it managed to play, so we're just gonna go ahead and quit out of that. That's pretty much exactly what I thought it would be. I was hoping otherwise, but it is just Rick Astley never gonna give you up. But yeah, back to the desktop. So Prism Launcher here, I actually use this program on my actual computer. This is just like a Minecraft launcher, so you can like sign into your Minecraft account and play. Yeah, it's good that it comes with that. I assume the target audience for Among Us and the target audience for Minecraft have a pretty significant overlap in my estimation. And that has Minecraft Pi. I actually have never heard of this program. MC Pi++. You know, I don't know. I'm just gonna click start game and I guess let's go on Skyblock. Okay, my mouse is really laggy. It is not updating correctly. This is going to be an absolute chore to do anything with. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and again, I move my mouse for like 1 second and then it just sends me off into the stratosphere. How does anyone play this? Maybe it's just really bad because of the virtual machine, but oh my. Let's see if I can make a cobblestone generator. And yeah, there we go. I have made a cobblestone generator. You know, my hand is a bit red, so that kind of begs the question, am I an Among Us crewmate right now? Yes, I am. So actually, the changes in this go even further than I thought. They've even taken this, like, a Minecraft Pi project and added their own customizations to it. So, like, by default, you're an Among Us crewmate. Frankly, I think that's enough of that. And we move on to sus IDE, or... Oh, okay, my goodness. I misread this. I thought it said suicide.desktop. No, it says sus IDE.desktop. So, an invalid desktop entry file. Let's see at least what it like points to, so maybe I can try to run it myself. So apparently there's something called /alt/suside editor/suside. Oh, it's just called suside now. You know, I think maybe this will even be fixed if I just do that. And yeah, there we go. See, now it's actually starting up with a pretty rudimentary fix. Oh my goodness, suside. Is this actually just like a VS Code reskin or something? I mean, it's not VS Code. It doesn't really look like it, but what is this? GAS? I actually don't know what this is. Is this like a popular text editor or something that they've customized for themselves? If this has syntax highlighting, then you know what? It's not even that bad of a text editor. Okay, so there's a light theme and a dark theme. Oh, advanced. So there's Git integration, but somehow no syntax highlighting. I mean, maybe that's with the LSP integration. I don't have an LSP server installed. If I have to configure all this stuff, then I'm not going to use it out of the box, and I'm just going to stick with Genie, which automatically supports everything I want to have here. But yeah, that's the sus IDE or suside. That's actually really cool. There's a lot of Among Us themed customizations here. If I had to really summarize what makes this operating system special, it is, after all, that it's just a gimmick Among Us operating system. I mean, I think people who have heard of this operating system, who maybe seen it, probably already know it, but it's definitely an interesting sort of parody OS. But yeah, that is point number 7 of the operating system task list completed. And now we can move on to point number 8, which is power off and reboot. Usually, I just power it off and reboot it, and if it comes back on, then, well, yeah, it works. But in this case, actually, I selected, if you remember, at the very beginning, I selected the option for disk persistence. That kind of gives me the impression that if I power this off and I run it again, some of my stuff will be saved. Like I have in the files, I have my documents, and I have my programs, my FizzBuzz, I have my game installed. So I'm actually going to make this operating system go even further, and I'm not going to give it the point unless all this stuff is still here. Are you sure you want to restart? Restarting the computer in 60 seconds.
Can AI make a Geometry Dash level? Well, right here is a level generator that Google AI Studio generated for me, that it named Level Forge. It has some customization options and, of course, generates and exports .gmd files. So let's play my generated level and nothing. Great start. So I asked it to fix, and there it is, GeForge 2.0, with a new custom theme feature and other stuff I didn't ask for. This time it generated AI Cyber Dash, and believe it or not, we got something. The gameplay is impossible, but that's something at least. So I asked it to make the gameplay possible and to add some decoration. AI Architecture V3 is finally here, guys. So let's try AI Vanguard, a high detail procedural level. Bruh. This looks like something I made 10 years ago, bro. AI is too advanced.
I built myself inside Geometry Dash. Not gonna lie, this actually looks pretty cool, right?
Cool, Maydash, but are you possible with accurate hitboxes?
Hey, Geo! I don't know yet, but let's find out. The first few jumps are pretty chill. Getting to the mouth, it gets a bit harder, but with precise jumps, it's possible. Once you hit the eyes, things get way more complicated. You have to fly with insane precision to survive, but it's still possible. The last part comes down to a single click. This decides if I'm possible with accurate hitboxes or not. I have to hit this dash sharp exactly in the middle, even have a chance to reach the end. And... I can't believe it. The last spikes?
Well, then that's it. Impossible!
I built myself inside Geometry Dash. Not gonna lie, this actually looks pretty cool, right?
Cool, Maydash, but are you...
So people in California are freaking out after a dude lit a massive toilet paper warehouse on fire.
Yo! Yeah!
One of my favorite things ever is when random old YouTube videos from like over 10 years ago just start getting recommended out of nowhere. And that's exactly what's been happening to so many people, including myself, with this video right here. I wonder why. The video is just a really old commercial for a company that is selling some sort of certain wood paint, and I guess this is their mascot. It's like prehistoric Triple T. I think my favorite comment on this video is the recent one that says, "It's like seeing a character in season 1 that isn't important until season 8. Anyways, yeah, the YouTube algorithm is something else. One of my favorite
things you'll only see at furry.
Is Can Let Go possible with negative hitboxes? Well, I'm guessing it's not, but let's find out. The first scoop is kind of okay, just this timing in particular is not almost frame perfect, but we can still do it. But unfortunately, wait, what?
Huh?
Did you see that? Do you want a free demon? Of course you do, so you should definitely try Math's Tab. The gameplay is exactly the same as Club's Tab, but super ultra decorated, which makes it a bit harder, but still not bad at all. After a single practice run, I managed to beat the level in only 5 attempts, which is insanely easy for a medium demon. Oh, and you can also play Invisible Club's Tab if you haven't already. Another free demon, yay! Do you want a free demon? Of course you do, so you should definitely... Is Generation Retro possible with accurate hitboxes? This video is dedicated to... I finally did a face review and a lot of people did. When you play a level with hitboxes enabled, you always see this mysterious spike hitbox at the beginning. What the hell is even that? Let me explain, bro, chill. This is basically an ancient anti-cheat that RobTop added to the game. If it detected that you're a little smelly cheater, it would teleport to you and instantly kill you. But since cheats are kinda overpowered, it was just way too easy to bypass it completely. So RobTop just gave up. Come on, even he knows that this game is only playable with cheats. Right, RobTop? When you play a level with in this level, wait, you actually created yourself? Exactly, that's why it's called do it yourself, duh. What if portals never Is 9 circles possible with accurate hitboxes? Today I'm kinda lazy, so I don't even care. Let's see, and wow, the first jump is harder, but it's possible. Until, oh no, I don't believe this. Hard Demon is impossible with accurate hitboxes. What a surprise. What about the rest of the level? Impossible, what do you expect? You'll die here, 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 and a lot of other places. Impossible. Is 9 circles possible? This is how Geometry Dash looks at 1 FPS. Completely unplayable. But what if we turn on frame extrapolation? Bro, what the hell is happening here? Chill, bro, let me explain. If you set physics bypass to 1 FPS, plus frame extrapolation, plus high FPS, plus CBF, you get this insane result. The game runs smoothly, but still behaves like it's 1 FPS. But isn't the game impossible at 1 FPS? Yes, but click between frames lets us click between the single frame we have available, making even Bloodbath possible at 1 FPS. What the hell? This is how Geometry Dash looks at 1 FPS. Is jumper possible with negative hitboxes? Well, this level is complicated. Literally, the first jump is already impossible, or is it? Actually, if you make this 5000 FPS frame perfect, you can proceed normally like nothing happened. Possible, but unfortunately a little bit further. Impossible! I'm not even talking about the rest of the level. The entire level has this exact kind of jump literally everywhere. Is Stereo Madness possible in a web browser? Wait, what? Is this even legal? Yeah, because this is the brand new official Geometry Dash website. Here you Is I Spy My Little Eye possible with accurate hitboxes? This too. Is I Spy My Little Eye possible with accurate
Man, this level's so easy in normal speed. I gotta do it a little bit harder. Come on. How about 4 times speed? Come on. Yes! Yes, I did it! Subscribe! Man, this level's so easy in normal speed. I gotta do it a little bit harder. Come on. How about 4 times speed?
People on TikTok have been pointing out that there are no new candies anymore. If you really think about it, some of the most popular chocolates in the world are Hershey's, Reese's, and M&M's. But when was the last time we saw a new candy enter the market and actually become popular? Honestly, with the exception of Feastables, not a single one comes to mind. You could say that Dubai chocolate has completely taken over the internet, but there's not a single brand that makes it, and it's pretty much just Crumbl stealing the recipe from its original creators. People on TikTok have been pointing out that there
And I need you. And I miss you.
I'm going to blindly identify more smartphones. I put on the Apple side because y'all said I was peeking last time. Let us begin. We have rounded edges, flat top. We got 3 cameras. Yeah, this is like the S22. This is like the green S22. Score! Next. Only 2 cameras. USB-C, obviously. Power button on the left. I'm leaning towards Nothing Phone. I think this might be like the Nothing Phone 2, maybe? That's right. Score! Next. I can't feel like distinct lenses. Wait, feel the texture? Yup, dead giveaway. OnePlus 15. See, you think I left a mark on it though, but look. Incredible, isn't it? Next. Oh, these are iPhone buttons. Is there a capture button? There is a capture button. Is this 16? Do I have a 16 in here? This is a 15. All right. Doesn't fold. Does creak though. What is this? 3 cameras vertically. This might just be like a base S22 or something. The sides are flat. There's no S Pen hole. Oh, it is an old Samsung. What the hell?
There is an S Pen hole.
No, that's a headphone jack. I'm going to blindly identify more smartphones. I put on the Apple side because y'all said I was peeking.
Is this type of salt edible? This is Qinghai Lake salt, produced in China's Chaga Lake. It is a natural, high-quality salt. It is edible. Is this type of salt edible? This is black salt, edible, often used as an important seasoning for Indian street snacks with a smell of rotten eggs. Is this type of salt edible? This is Himalayan salt. It only looks good, but tastes no different from ordinary salt. Is this type of salt edible? This is Dead Sea Salt Bowl. Contains a high concentration of bromine. Consumption can cause poisoning. Cannot be eaten. Is this type of salt edible?
I was hired to break into a major bank. When I first went into the lobby,
Rating your guys' icons, part 27. Zagu, ZGAM, and WoW. I like the colors, especially on the cube, ship, and swing copter. Everything else though was just kind of random and a little basic. I'm gonna have to give this a 6 out of 10.
Get out of here, you femboy lover. Wampa crack, and these icons remind me of a certain YouTuber. I'm not gonna say who, but I fucking hate him. 0 out of 10. 2137. Real creative of a username. It seems like you got inspiration from It's Me GD. And the swing copter looks like it's taking in your username, so 9 out of 10. Spow1T. The colors actually work pretty well here. I like the finger. I feel like I could do a lot with that finger. 8 out of 10. Smile GD. Your icons are kind of all over the place, but that ball looking mad submissive. 10 out of 10.
Yo, how many times am I gonna get interrupted? Rating your guys.
The internet's biggest meme actually has a crazy story. This is the troll face, which you've most likely seen. Back in 2008, it was drawn by this guy, Carlos, post, where he would post it online as part of a rage comic, which were popular at the time. Shortly after, the image started to blow up in popularity. It was great. Well, until everyone started using it. Even companies, they were putting the troll face on t-shirts, and even video games like Meme Run for Wii U. But here's what's crazy. Carlos was prepared for this. Back in 2010, right before the meme's peak, he had the bright idea to copyright the image. This let him claim over $100,000 in licensing fees from companies that were using the troll face. And honestly, the story could have had a great ending. You know, like, oh, the troll all along was Carlos, but then 10 years later, the internet made this. So now I don't know what to think. The internet's biggest
Rating your guys' icon